The bright sun hung low in the sky as Tolu entered the small, dusty village of Ayetoro after a long day at the council office. As the eldest of his family, his presence always commanded attention. But today, something felt wrong. His younger brother, Kunle, met him at the gate with a nervous look. "Tolu, there's something you need to hear." "It's about the land," Kunle said, his voice quiet. Tolu stopped, frowning. "What about it?" "The village council had a meeting. They've given it to someone else. Someone powerful." Tolu felt a surge of anger rising but forced himself to stay calm. "Let's talk inside," he said, walking with heavy steps. In the small compound, their mother sat peeling yam, her eyes focused on the task but her ears keen on every word. "Mama, did you know about this?" Tolu asked, sitting down heavily. She sighed deeply, not meeting his eyes. "I heard whispers, my son, but I didn't want to worry you," she said, her voice filled with quiet resignation. Tolu shook his head, anger simmering beneath the surface. "Our land, Mama. The one Baba left us. How could they?" "It's because of Chief Adeleke," Kunle said, his face darkening. "He has money and connections. So they think they can just take it like that, eh?" Tolu snapped, slamming his fist on the wooden table. "We won't let them." Their mother looked up, her eyes soft with concern. "Tolu, be careful. These people have power. They could harm you." "But Mama, it's not fair," Kunle interjected. "We worked that land for years. It's ours." Tolu nodded, a plan starting to form in his mind. "I need to see Chief Adeleke myself. I won't let this go without a fight." The next afternoon, Tolu stood outside the large compound belonging to Chief Adeleke. Guards eyed him warily, but he was determined to go inside. "I need to speak with Chief Adeleke," Tolu insisted, standing tall despite the threatening looks of the guards. "And who are you?" one guard asked with disdain. "I'm Tolu, son of late Baba Akin. The land they seized belongs to my family," the guard sneered. "Chief is busy. Go home before you cause trouble." A door creaked open, and there stood Chief Adeleke, a well-dressed and influential man in the community. "Ah, Tolu," he said, feigning surprise. "What brings you here?" Trying to maintain his composure, Tolu stepped forward. "Chief Adeleke, I've come respectfully. There must be an error about the land." Adeleke's smile was thin, almost mocking. "Error? No, Tolu. Everything was done correctly. It's all legal." "It's not right, sir," Tolu replied, his voice steady. "That land is our legacy." Adeleke crossed his arms, his demeanor cold. "Business is business, Tolu. You should have known someone was eyeing it." Tolu's heart sank, but he refused to back down. "There must be a way to resolve this," he insisted. Adeleke chuckled softly, a sound that didn't reach his eyes. "Life is all about who holds power, my boy. If you can't keep up, well—" Tolu felt anger boil within him. "This isn't over," he stated simply, then turned and walked away, his mind racing with possibilities. Tolu felt his brother's eyes on him as he returned home. "So, what now?" Kunle asked, his voice anxious. "We fight," Tolu said firmly. "But we need allies." In the weeks that followed, whispers of the land dispute spread across Ayetoro. Tolu could feel the eyes on him, people judging, some sympathizing, others dismissing. "Tolu, have you seen the news?" Kunle asked, gripping a local paper. The words stung like a snake's bite. "Young man challenges. Chief Adeleke, a fool's errand?" Tolu felt a chill run through him. "They're laughing at us, Kunle. They think we're foolish." Kunle gritted his teeth. "It's not just about the land anymore. It's about respect." The radio crackled in the corner as their mother brought them food, her face lined with worry. "The village council, they may stand against us too," she said. Tolu shook his head. "Let them try. We won't back down." That night, as Tolu lay on his mat, his mind was restless. The humiliation in the newspaper was real, but it only fueled his determination. "If I let them take this from us, what's next? They'll think they can take anything, anytime." Morning arrived with more whispers. Even in the market, vendors looked at Tolu with pity, some even snickering behind their hands. "There goes the dreamer," one woman muttered loud enough for him to hear. Tolu kept his head high, though the shame burned. At that moment, Agnes, an old friend from school, approached him. "Tolu, is it true what they're saying?" she asked gently, her eyes filled with concern. "Yes, Agnes, but I won't let them destroy our future." Agnes nodded, her expression firm. "I might be able to help. I know someone who knows someone in the council. Maybe there's a way to appeal, find a loophole." Tolu felt a flicker of hope. "Could you really do that?" "Yes," Agnes said, determination in her eyes. "But we must act fast." As the sun set, Tolu realized he wasn't alone. The seeds of resistance were being planted, but with every passing day, the stakes grew higher. Back home, Kunle burst into the room, his face flushed with excitement. "I've spoken to Uncle Deji. He says there's a lawyer who might help us." Tolu listened, his heart racing. "A lawyer? We can't afford that." Kunle nodded. "But Uncle has offered to pay the first fee. He believes in us." A light of hope began to shine through the gloom. "Let's do it," Tolu said, a new resolve forming. As Tolu met with the lawyer, Mr. Femi, a no-nonsense man known for his sharp intellect, the plan began to take shape. "We'll challenge the legality of the council's decision," Mr. Femi said. "It's risky, but if we succeed, the land is yours." Tolu's heart was a mix of fear and determination. "Thank you, sir," he said. With Agnes, Kunle, and now Mr. Femi, an unlikely team formed, each step binding them closer to the fight for justice. But the tension was palpable. Every day, the village grew colder, friends turned away, hoping not to catch the ire of Chief Adelek. "You know," Kunle said one night as they sat by the dying embers of the fire, "people are scared of change." "Then let's show them change is possible," Tolu replied, his voice filled with quiet strength. Days before the court hearing, rumors began to spread that Chief Adeleke was planning something, a way to crush their small rebellion. "We need to be ready for anything," Agnes said, her eyes hard with determination. Together, they gathered at Tolu's house to prepare, sharing strategies, speaking truths, building a sense of unity that was stronger than any threat. Then, the phone call came late at night. A warning from a friend within the council. Chief Adelek had found a way to sway the judge, ensuring they would not win. Tolu's hand tightened around the phone, his mind racing. How do we fight when the game is rigged? As he hung up, the weight of the world seemed to press down on him. But then, Agnes spoke softly. "It's not over, Tolu. We'll find a way. We have to." Tolu nodded slowly, the reality of betrayal settling like a stone in his chest. The outcome was uncertain, but one thing was clear. They could not walk away now. The morning of the hearing loomed, casting long shadows, and Tolu knew everything was about to change forever. The day of the hearing arrived with a heavy weight. Tolu walked into the crowded village hall, his heart pounding in his chest. The air was tense, voices whispered all around him. Chief Adelek was there, sitting comfortably, exuding power. Kunle leaned in, whispering, "Remember, Tolu, we're not alone in this." Tolu nodded, his resolve strong. But beneath that resolve was a river of doubt and fear. The hearing commenced. Mr. Femi stood up to present their case, his voice calm and unwavering. "This land has been in the Akin family for generations," he began. "The decision to seize it was flawed." Chief Adeleke's lawyer countered quickly, painting their fight as futile. The council members listened, faces an unreadable mask. Tolu clenched his fists, trying to keep anger from overtaking him. Hours dragged on. It was clear Chief Adeleke's influence had seeped into every crevice of the proceedings. The judge's rulings favored him again and again, dismissing evidence and ignoring truths. Frustration bubbled up inside Tolu. With every stifled objection, the reality of losing everything felt closer. By the time the judge called for a break, Tolu felt crushed. He wandered outside, his mind a storm of desperation. As Tolu stood under a tree, Agnes approached, her face weary but determined. "We might need a miracle, Tolu," she said softly. Tolu leaned back, staring at the sky. "I thought I could change this. I thought I could fight them." "You still can," a voice broke through. It was Uncle Deji, joining them quietly. "We need more than just ourselves," Uncle Deji continued. Remember who our true ally is. Uncle Deji reached for his pocket and pulled out a small, worn-out Bible. I know you feel the world is against you right now, he said gently. But there's power here. Seek wisdom, not just strength. Tolu looked at the Bible and then at Uncle Deji. You think this is going to help us win a court case? It might not change the decision in there, Uncle Deji replied, gesturing to the hall. But it will change you. His words hung in the air, heavy but strangely comforting. Inside, as the hearing resumed, Tolu felt different. Not just determined to fight, but also to listen. Mr. Femi made his final appeal, but the judge seemed indifferent, hardened by whatever deals had been struck behind closed doors. We know what justice demands, Femi concluded, but who will heed it? As Tolu listened, something shifted inside him. The truth in Uncle Deji's words stirred his heart. But how could you move forward when the world felt so stacked against you? The verdict came swiftly. As expected, it favored Chief Adeleke. Gasps filled the room. Kunle's face fell, anguish written across it. Tolu stood there, the loss hanging heavy on his shoulders. Everything felt lost. Chief Adeleke rose, offering a patronizing smile. This is for the best, Tolu. You'll thank me one day. The mocking words cut deep, but in that moment Tolu realized something. This struggle was larger than land. Back at the compound, silence reigned. Shame loomed over them. The shame of loss, the shame of being powerless. We fought and lost, Kunle whispered, his voice hollow. No, we did what was right, Tolu answered, each word surprising him as it left his lips. Right? Kunle snapped. And now we're here, without anything to show. Tolu looked at Kunle, seeing his brother's pain mirrored in his own eyes. But anger wasn't the answer. He was tired, yes. But it wasn't over. Days passed. Despite the heavy defeat, Tolu found himself opening the Bible Uncle Deji had given him. He didn't know why, but each word felt evergreen. The scripture whispered of things he needed desperately now. Peace, forgiveness, strength beyond himself. Love your enemies. The words lingered in his mind. He wrestled with them, wanting to dismiss them, but finding that he couldn't. One evening, the foul mood hanging thick, Tolu decided to go for a walk. As he trudged through the village, he came upon Chief Adeleke's property. He stopped for a moment, contemplating his journey. In my anger, I've hurt no less than those who've wronged me, he muttered. At that moment, a familiar voice broke through. Pastor Adeyemi, an old family friend, was approaching, carrying a calm presence with him. Tolu, Pastor Adeyemi called gently. I heard what happened. Do you have a moment? Tolu nodded, grateful for the company. As they walked, the pastor spoke. Revenge wraps you tight, Tolu. It promises peace, but leaves a bitter residue. Tolu listened, his heart aching. I just wanted justice. And rightfully so, Pastor Adeyemi nodded. But remember this, sometimes the battle isn't in court, but here, he said, pointing to Tolu's heart. It sounds easy, it's not. They stopped under the vast sky, the night air cool against their skin. Pastor Adeyemi continued, no loss goes unseen by God. I'm not sure how to move on, Tolu admitted, his voice breaking. Step by step, the pastor replied, placing a gentle hand on his shoulder. Faith, Tolu, it's a powerful thing. It brings healing to wounds no one else can see. For the first time in weeks, Tolu felt lighter. He nodded, a peculiar peace flooding through him. Tolu returned home that night, finding Kunle waiting outside. I've been thinking, brother, Kunle started. Maybe we can start again. Somehow. Tolu smiled softly. We'll find a way. His voice carried conviction. He shared what Pastor Adeyemi had said, and they sat together, talking late into the night. Forgiveness is not forgetting, Tolu reflected. It's choosing a different path. Months later, as the sun set over Ayetoro, the hum of life continued. Tolu stood watching Kunle planting seedlings on a new piece of land, gifted by a community member who admired their courage. Though they had faced loss, gained scars, and their father's land was lost, something deep inside had changed. The community had seen their fight, and some had seen beyond the land, to the heart. As Tolu turned, he caught a glimpse of Chief Adeleke down the road. Their eyes met briefly. Instead of a burning anger, all Tolu felt was a resigned peace. He walked on, feeling the warmth of the sun set across his back. Knowing that his story was far from over, Tolu's heart was renewed, not in the perfection of outcomes, but in the depth of grace he had walked into. Revenge no longer tainted his soul, and he found, in faith, an unexpected freedom. Only Christ could do what revenge could not, restore what was once broken.
Thank you so much for listening to this intriguing story. I hope it touched you or taught you something. For more stories like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the page. And guys, if you'd like to see a part 2, or you have thoughts on what happened, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next story.